Seb Dance, Labour MEP for London. A bit of background about yourself really first. Who are you, where do you come from?
I come from London. I was born in Putney and I've worked for the last few years for a charity called ActionAid UK, where we campaign on a number of issues to do the structural causes of global hunger and poverty, the kind of things that we can do at home to improve the lives of people in some of the world's poorest countries.
And why did you decide you wanted to go from that to becoming an MEP for London?
Essentially, there is so much that we can do as a family of nations in Europe together. There's an awful lot that we can achieve together when we work with other countries. We're living in an increasingly globalised world. It's getting smaller and smaller, and the problems that we face, whether it be the economy, growth, or lack thereof, and the fact that young people in particular are finding it very difficult to access new jobs, but also things like climate change, for example. All of these problems are best tackled with other countries and can't be done on our own. And that's, I think, one of the key reasons why European politics certainly interests me a lot.
And that probably gives a hint to the next question, which is really what areas of interest you're going to take a look at, you're going to focus on, because there's so many different aspects, different committees and so forth where you could take your energy, put your energy. So where are you going to be focusing yours?
Yeah, well, obviously it depends entirely what committees we end up being on, but it has to be said that those issues that I talked about, the problem that young people in particular face, we have a huge problem in London with youth unemployment. Something like 1 in 5 of all young people who are unemployed in the whole of the European Union are from the UK, so it's a huge problem in the UK. And at the moment I think that the fact that the economy is starting to recover, people see the headline figures, but it's not translated down to people's experience, the things that they experience in terms of the cost of living, cost of energy, cost of food, for example. And so those are the issues that I think we can do as a Labour Party here in the European Parliament, that we can tackle with our sister parties, with other countries, and actually do something to help people with those costs.
I mean, can Europe help with youth unemployment in London, for example? Are there kind of practical measures that can be taken in the European Union, but which people in London will, where people in London will see benefits?
Oh yes, I very much think so. So there's this scheme called the European Youth Guarantee, which Labour Party, in conjunction with our sister parties, has consistently supported, voted for, and secured funds for. Those funds are available. It's something like €9 billion, and the government is not using those figures. It's not quite clear why, whether it's an ideological point or whether or not they feel that somehow there isn't any merit in a scheme that provides pathways into work for young people, but I disagree. That money's there, and it's schemes like that that we can do in the European Parliament, that we can build, that we can secure funding for. It's those kind of things that I think can make a real impact.
You're representing London here in the European Union. How do you think the links between London and, say, and the EU can be improved? Is that something you see as important as part of your job, perhaps?
Yeah, it is. I mean, certainly I'm an advocate for London when I'm here, obviously, and I'm standing up for London and Londoners and making sure that people within the European Parliament recognise that the concerns that Londoners have are relevant in a European policy setting. But it also works the other way, so that when I'm back, I say constituency, but it's so big it's not, it's London. When I'm back in London, that I can communicate with people, with MPs, with councillors, with schools, for instance, to explain what it is that we're doing here, how we can help people when it comes to certain issues. It might be that they're having trouble securing access to a job, as I say. It might be that they need more information on things that are available, for instance, the Erasmus programme that will enable them to study abroad. All sorts of issues that maybe at the moment they don't make that connect, and that's something that I would like to play a part in.